Okay, this is going to be kind of a short video because I kind of wanted to show you why some things are just taking a really long time. Um, and you can see here, I've got Inkscape is a program I'm using right now, and I'm enlargening, and biggening um, some of a piece that I'm working on that I thought, I really don't want to redo this one, but then I was looking at everything else and I have redone everything else in the right kinds of wood. And I'm going to show you here. I'm going to come over here and bring that up. That's the original piece. And then what I'm doing is I'm coming in using the pen tool over here. And sorry, it keeps like going in and out and like pulsing. Um, what I'm doing is coming in and out and um, redrawing everything. But sometimes there are problems with these because these scans are not like, as a graphic designer, there was a way that we did scans to make sure that they were completely like flat and not warped or anything, because sometimes what can happen, especially with pieces like this piece here, because you can see this was printed on newsprint. I can tell it's printed on newsprint because of the way the color was applied. And that's the thing that you see when you look on the side of a package, the CMYK. So that's cyan, magenta, yellow, and black. Black is the K. And what has happened, if we look at this line right here, because what I did was I drew this element freehand. It's really not my forte. And then if we come over here, basically I draw it, I replicate it, and I flip it. And it's still got some problems. I need to fix some things here. I want to add some more elements in here. This right here looks really gross. But you can see that there's some problems here. Some things don't line up correctly. And then if we come down here, if we're looking at these bottom portions, these don't line up at all. It's a full, like almost 3 millimeters off on this side. So if I go through and I open this up again, you can see here how this does not look correct. You can see where these pieces are a little funky. So what I'll have to do with the piano, this piece right here, let me see if I can get that, I'll embiggen that for you so you can see here where the line is, my guideline, and then you can see this is a good 2 millimeters off. So for some of these, it's just, I'm doing what I call my best guesstimation of things. And when you're working in a program like this one, which Inkscape is similar to Adobe Photoshop, Adobe Illustrator, which is a program that I absolutely adored. And I've placed a couple of these guidelines here. And you can see, without getting too numbery, I'm kind of aiming for the middle of the line right here and trying to keep it even. Now what these lines do, these guide markers, is they act as a magnet. So when I'm using the pen tool, I'll show you here. If I'm coming here and then drawing a straight line, you can see I can snap it to that line and I'll have a really nice straight line. I need to Control Z all that. And then over here, I just keep my paths together and I group them to make sure that I'm not losing anything or deleting anything. And this is all before I even lay in the wood or any of the patterning. So I'm coming along here and making sure, and you can see there's some bleeding here with the black. So I'm trying really hard to like stick with where things are in an effort to recreate it in such a way that it makes sense. Now, it's not only crooked on this other side over here, but there's some crookedness here, which I've got to kind of figure out because, again, we're just not lining up. So, and this is just, okay, that's the pen tool. I didn't want that. Sorry, I'm trying to do this without like, come on, baby. Both of the main programs that I use have some key commands that are like the exact opposite, which does not make for fun. I went ahead and started on this because I knew it was going to be way more complicated. This is just going to like be, you know, not super duper fun, but you know, it's laying in the lines and then copy paste, copy paste. And then I'll need to redraw these elements and these elements again. And hopefully, when I was looking at this, it's like, oh man, I hope that I can either recopy these elements here. Oh, pardon me. Oh, wrong way. And I think that I can, but I haven't started it yet. And then there's some elements that are missing, like some things that aren't there. And if you zero in, I don't know how well you can see that, but you can really see, like, what did they call it? Back in the day, I can think of what it is. It says menopause brain. This is what they used in like, probably you've seen it in like comics. It's a zipatone. That's what it is. I don't think you know it as zipatone, but it's basically like this one's a crosshatch. This one is a vertical and horizontal. This crosshatching is at an angle. Sometimes it's dots. Sometimes you can see in here there's different amounts of color that are coming through, and that's just part of the printing process. It can kind of muddy some things up, but in CMYK printing, you print from lightest to darkest. So you can see here where some of this red or the cyan didn't hit right, the yellow is still popping through. You can see here where there's bits where the red did some strange things here. And more of the yellow is showing through where this is supposed to be more of an orangey kind of brown. So that's what I'm working on right now. And that's one of the reasons why this takes a little bit longer. I really need to save this right now to make sure. Save as. Yeah, drawing. This is the piano. I'm just going to throw that on the desktop just to make sure I don't lose it. Yeah, that's in the right place. But then if we come back, I'm going to get rid of that one. Get rid of that. And I'm going to go into the finished stuff where I've got 99% of everything finished. A lot of what I've been working on is in here. Let's see. Let's choose. Okay, I went I went a little wild with a couple of these because I've been trying to make sure that you guys have enough, like there's enough of stuff that you'd each like. Like if you can find it. This is not my personal favorite program, but you can see here, and whoa, it's really showing up super bright. It's more mellow here, but this is like a 70s kind of retro print. And I've laid it in where you can see that this is the light wood. I've done some that are more of a velvet. Wow, that's really coming through fuchsia, and it's more bubblegum here. I've done a couple of different versions of chairs because I like having options. Let's get rid of that one. But then there are also some. This one, I think I just did today. Yeah, this is a Sophie Taubler ARP piece. Ooh, you can see me. Hello. Piece. She was an artist who worked at the Bauhaus, was a weaver. This is one of her wall hangings that was done in like wools. And then I've tried to find complementary colors. And for this chair here, you can see I've done vertical and then horizontal. It really didn't seem to make much of a difference with the lighter colors. So I've got things like this. But I've also got some pieces that, you know, complementary kind of things that aren't quite as like out in the like cuckoo nutty crazy bananas. Let's see. Oh, I love this piece. This is Gunta Stolz, master weaver from the Bauhaus. And this is a rug that she had done, which I am just, it's like the 80s all over again. And then I wanted to show you, okay, that's the finished bookcase. Like for this one, I haven't shown you either one of these yet. This is the piece that made me realize I've got to redo the piano. This is the little bookcase that has kind of a little top here, and there's some pieces. These are the side pieces. This basically just folds into kind of a zigzag. You glue those on the side. But you can see that I've done it one way and then the other, and made a couple of different choices here and there. For this piece, I'm going to include 2 of each of these so you can glue them together. I'm going to pull this into another program and basically make this into one piece that you would fold in half and glue together, if that makes sense. I think that'll make it easier. Plus, you'll have the nice design stuff on the inside. Then let's go back. If I can get that to finished. The coffee tables, which I've done in 2 different colors. I've included, because I think I showed you the yellow ones. There I am again. Hey! But I did these in plain wood with, these are super simple, fold and glue together. So that's what I've been working on. It seems as though I've like not been doing anything, but it's like I've been doing a lot of stuff. I really like this one. I so look terrible in this color. And like this one is like the goofiest name, Love Seat. You know, it's the groovy design. And I used some more wood in here, and I like how it pulled out some of the warm colors in here, because I've started to have like these 1970s kind of flashback kind of things to when I had like Barbie dollhouse furniture, and it was all kind of, you know, groovy. It was very 70s. There's another couple of things. I've also got, where'd it go? There's another piece in here that I absolutely adore, and I think, is it another Sonia Delaunay? Okay, that's a Delaunay. I think it's a Sophie. There's this one that I love, which is actually I want to say this one was this was, since she was a weaver, she was planning out how to do a tapestry, and I loved how all of this, let me enlarge some of this, you can see the little individual dots for where all the stitch work would be, which I thought was just amazingly beautiful. And it looked so nice against this here. I thought this would be sweet. And then I just went down a complete pastel, like rabbit hole. And I kept making like, you know, oh, there's the, and then it's either groovy or pastel. Here's one of the love seats. I love this one. It reminds me of a doll I had when I was little. It's like super groovy. I mean, come on. But then like here I have samples of velvet. This is more kind of a grapey aubergine, dark grape, maybe not aubergine. Aubergine would be too dark. And I couldn't resist doing some Hilma af Klint, the Swedish artist, some of her pieces, which I thought just looked absolutely delectable next to these pieces. So, you know, I feel like I'm like not doing anything, but like I'm actually doing stuff. Like in here, Here are some of the dressers, and I did these were modifications from the drawers. The blue one, I came in, I redrew them, changed these pieces down here, added 3. This is the back portion that would go onto the back one, so these are folded together. And then I did the same with I'm just showing you the light version because it's a little easier to see. Man, my hair looks terrible right now. This is, 2. And again, I changed this a little bit. This is the piece that goes in the back from this. And I went through and redid the original just so that there would be an original, and I still need to go in and fix because this is completely uneven. So I may need to do portions of this again, just small portions. But you can see how the legs were longer. These pieces were weighted a little bit differently. There were some different elements in there. So that's, kind of what I'm doing right now. So again, it's going to be done and ready to go for the end of the month, for the October, November. Wow, I did not intend this one to be a very long one. It'll be ready to go because I'm just like itching to start making some things. That's just, here's the piano. I need to put this into the, I'm trying really hard to keep everything living room exported, Inkscape files. Stick that in there so I don't lose it. Trying to keep myself organized. And this is a Sonia Delaunay painting. She's one of my favorite artists. And I've included some Sonia Delaunay in with the furniture. I think that was the one piece that I managed to get uploaded. And when I say managed to get uploaded, the reason why, where's Sonia? There she is. I have some more Sonia paintings that I want to use. This was the first one. I took a different painting of hers. This is when she was painting more and not doing as much fabric design. And I just loved this piece. And this was the next one on the pastels, where I'm like, oh, I'm in love with how the pinks and the peaches and how these look. I'm going to have quite a few different things. I was trying to think of there's part of me that's like, I want you to enjoy these things too, but then also I want to be true to my creative self. Does that make sense? So I'm kind of just going with it and having a lot of fun with these. And I have some little side chairs that I also made. I don't know why I closed that down and then brought it back up. But you can see here, these are uber easy to get together. These go together like super duper. But the files are so big that I need to go through once everything is done, and I need to reduce the size of the files, because to get the detail of, God, I just keep closing things down and talking, to get the detail in the painting, because this is at 45%, to get the detail and the lines the way that I want them, I had to download some pretty large files. So I have to go through each of these documents then and then squish them down a little bit. And I'm not talking about a compression file. I mean physiologically make the file a little smaller. So I'm going to be doing that coming up, and I hope I'm not going to like goof everything up. But I think I'm going to archive everything first and then work with copies. And if you're in graphic design, you know what I'm talking about. Always have an archived backup. So I think what I'm going to be doing tomorrow is doing some archiving just to make sure I have everything and it's all saved. So with that being really super duper long, I will see you hopefully in the next video. So everyone have a wonderful Thanksgiving if you celebrate. Baron and I are staying home and eating some food and chilling out. But I'll also be working. So see you in the next video, my lovely, lovely patrons.